Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, for a journey into the delightfully disturbing world of clowns that have tickled our funny bones and sent shivers down our spines. Get ready to face every creepy clown that has crawled out from the darkest corners of pop culture. From the red-nosed jesters that make you laugh to the white-faced terrors that haunt your nightmares, we are diving headfirst into the circus of unsettling entertainment. In this captivating video, we will unravel the threads that tie together these iconic figures, tracing their evolution from jesters of jest to bringers of eerie unrest. Whether you have got coulrophobia or you just can't resist the strange allure of these painted faces, we have got you covered. Join us as we peel back the layers of colorful makeup to reveal the pulsating heart of fear that beats beneath. Prepare to confront the haunting leers, the maniacal giggles, and the uncanny ability of creepy clowns to dance between humor and horror. We will explore their origins, their impact on our culture, and the twisted tales that have solidified their places in our collective psyche. So grab your popcorn and a safety blanket, because this is a roller coaster of emotions you will not want to miss. Get ready to laugh, shudder, and question why you ever found balloon animals charming. Welcome to every creepy clown from the pop culture explored, where the big top meets the bone-chilling drop. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Pennywise from It. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around as we plunge into the twisted tapestry of terror that is Pennywise the Dancing Clown. This shape-shifting, otherworldly entity has taken the pop culture world by storm, and by storm I mean a storm of spine-chilling shivers. Pennywise is not just your run-of-the-mill circus performer, it is a malevolent force that thrives on your deepest fears and tastiest terrors. Originating from the cosmic voids beyond our understanding, Pennywise is a creature of pure nightmare fuel, with an age that is measured in billions of years. An ancient cosmic being that enjoys playing peekaboo with your sanity. Oh, how delightfully quaint. Now let us talk about appearances, shall we? Pennywise does not settle for just one look. It is a master of disguise, slipping into the skin of your loved ones, your worst nightmares, and even a jolly clown. But do not be fooled by those colorful balloons and toothy grins, for beneath the surface lies the true visage of horror. A spider, a creature so unsettling that your arachnophobia might just take a permanent vacation. Mannerisms, you ask? Well, picture this. An eerie, high-pitched laugh that drills into your mind like a rusty nail. A voice that alternates between honey-sweet and teeth-grittingly sinister. And a penchant for luring innocent children with promises of fun and games, only to snatch them away into the dark abyss. Why, you might wonder, is Pennywise so dreadfully creepy? It is not just the clown makeup and the catchy rhymes. It is the way it taps into your deepest fears, wraps them around its clawed fingers, and presents them to you in a horrifying spectacle. Whether it is transforming into your childhood fears or masquerading as your loved ones, Pennywise is the embodiment of every chilling thing that hides in the shadows of your mind. So, as we delve into the lore of this shape-shifting nightmare, remember, it is not all fun and games when it comes to the creepiest of clowns. Pennywise is here to remind you that the line between laughter and terror is thinner than a strand of spider silk. Joker from the Batman universe. In the dark and twisted underbelly of Gotham City, where shadows play hide-and-seek with morality, there emerges a figure that defies definition, an enigma draped in a sickening shade of laughter. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Joker, the Harley Quinn of Havoc, the Crown Prince of Chaos. His origin, much like his very existence, is a kaleidoscope of shattered memories and conflicting tales. But do not expect a straightforward birth certificate, for the Joker's history is a symphony of madness, an orchestra of uncertainty. Now picture this, an engineer turned stand-up comedian derailed by a torrent of failure. A man who danced between dreams and desperation, his hopes dashed by fate's cruel sense of humor. Was it a chemical vat or an abyss of despair that twisted his visage into a grotesque canvas of bleached skin, emerald hair, and a crimson grin? Nobody knows, not even the Clown Prince himself, as he chuckles through his own fractured past, embracing the chaos that birthed him. Oh, the Joker's appearance! A walking, cackling carnival of absurdity. His chalk-white face stares back, contorted by a grin that stretches from year to year, mocking the very concept of normalcy. Emerald hair juts out like a wicked beacon of lunacy, while his attire, a mismatched medley of purples, greens, and oranges, embodies a lunatic's logic. The suit, as vibrant as his laughter, is accessorized with question marks and clownish motifs that dance around him as if perpetually in jest. Mannerism, well, there is no mistaking the Joker's presence. He moves with a certain balletic madness, a dance of anticipation and delight, as if he is one step ahead of the punchline. Every gesture, every wink, it is all part of his grotesque theatrics, designed to render his audience breathless with a mix of terror and fascination. But the true showstopper is his laughter, melodic and deranged, a symphony of lunacy that echoes in the darkest corners of Gotham. What does the Joker do? Oh, where to begin? A chaotic conductor of mayhem. He orchestrates tragedies that would leave even Shakespeare questioning his creativity. Blowing up hospitals, crashing fundraisers, and turning innocent faces into twisted art are just a few notes in his demented symphony. He toys with the fragile thread of sanity, planting seeds of anarchy, unleashing an enlightened social experiment. Ferries laden with explosives waiting for morality's strings to snap. And those cryptic clues? A chilling reminder that no one is safe from his madness, and that chaos is his grand masterpiece. Why the creeping dread? The Joker is more than a man, more than a villain. He is the living embodiment of chaos, a festering wound on the soul of Gotham. His laughter, like a siren's call, draws you into his deranged dance, ensnaring you in a web of intrigue and terror. He is not just a criminal, he is a philosophical force, a twisted philosopher who dismantles the very notion of societal order and exposes the darkness beneath. His lack of humanity and his unyielding commitment to anarchy make him the epitome of fear, like a clown that crawled straight out of your nightmares. So next time you hear a twisted titter in the dark, remember it might just be the Joker beckoning you into his carnival of chaos. A spectre of insanity, a creature of cunning. The Joker is more than a villain. He is an eternal enigma, a haunting question mark etched in laughter and blood. The Clown, aka Violator from Spawn. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, for a tale of devilish debauchery and diabolical mirth. Gather around as we unveil the twisted enigma known as The Clown, better recognized as Violator from the hauntingly dark corners of the Spawn universe. The origin story of this wicked trickster. An unearthly demon draped in human guise, the Violator, the oldest and cruelest of the Fleabag brothers, reigns over the art of mentoring Hellspawn. Imagine a demonic guidance counselor with a penchant for leading souls astray and spreading evil like butter on toast. You see, his job description, straight from the depths of hell, is to groom those new to the Spawnhood, his latest mentee being none other than the brooding and bellowing Spawn himself, Al Simmons. But let us not kid ourselves. The Violator does not believe in using kid gloves. No, his style is more like, let's mess with their heads and see what spills out. And oh, what a sight to behold, this clown. A rotund, balding 5'6" figure daubed in face paint so malevolent that it is as if Picasso lost his mind in the depths of Hades. It's as if your childhood nightmares sprouted legs and started strutting down the streets. A true fashion icon, he rocks a look that screams menacing party entertainer, a blend of Pennywise's evil twin and a carnival barker who lost his way to the light. But do not let that potbelly fool you, for the clown is anything but a jolly figure. He is the embodiment of chaos, fire breathing and shape-shifting like he is auditioning for a role in a supernatural circus. And as for his mannerisms, oh, they are a carnival of torment. He has got a knack of getting under Spawn's skin like a mosquito at a picnic. Annoyingly persistent, he is like that one guy who comments on every post, whether invited or not. Why, you ask, does this jester of evil deeds feel the need to taunt our hell-forged hero? Well, it is all about ambition. The Violator fancies himself as the puppeteer, pulling the strings of hell's grand orchestra. He sees humanity as a bunch of two-legged snacks, and he thinks demons should should be the ones leading the charge, not those fresh hellspawn pups. Imagine him as an over-enthusiastic supervisor at a demonic office, constantly finding ways to sabotage his colleagues just to prove he is the alpha demon. Now, you might wonder, what is the big deal, right? Another villain trying to seize control. What else is new? But let me tell you, it is all in the execution. The Violator is the puppet master of psychological torment, a sadistic symphony conductor orchestrating chaos in perfect harmony. He does not just aim to defeat Spawn, he wants to break him, twist him into something unrecognizable, and make his power spiral into chaos. It is like the universe's deadliest personal trainer, determined to sculpt Spawn into a masterpiece of malevolence. So there you have it, the clown, the Violator, the demon that makes Pennywise look like a party clown for toddlers. He is the devil's own guidance counselor, a wicked wit wrapped in a pot-bellied package. He is there to teach you the ABCs of pure evil. Step right up, but be prepared to lose your mind and your soul in the twisted carnival of the Violator. Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise. Now folks, let us dive into the nightmarish carnival of terror guided by none other than the macabre maestro of mayhem, Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise. Hold on to your popcorn because we are about to uncover the origins, the eerie appearance, and the downright demented demeanor of this demonic killer clown. Picture this: a moonlit Halloween night, a faint smell of cotton candy in the air, and then, bam, enter Art the Clown, a demonic jester with more than a few screws loose. His story begins in the dark alleys of director Damien Leone's mind, eventually taking center stage in your worst nightmares. Starting as a sinister cameo in The Ninth Circle, Art soon stepped into the spotlight as the star attraction of his very own horror films. Now let us talk appearance. Art does not do half measures. He is decked out in a black and white clown ensemble that is more menacing than mirthful. He struts around with a black trash bag, which, let us be honest, probably does not contain cotton candy and balloons. His face, pale white with eyes, mouth and fake eyebrows painted in ominous black. Imagine your childhood clown nightmares, but instead of balloons, he is wielding crude weapons. And on top of his noggin, a white bald cap crowned with a tiny black hat. This guy is all about clowning around in the creepiest way possible. The personality of our Circus of Horrors conductor. Art is not your run-of-the-mill psycho killer. He's got a flair for the dramatic, the demented, and the downright disturbing. He revels in the art of mutilation and the thrill of hunting down his prey, like a twisted hunter chasing his unsuspecting game. And let us not forget his supernatural abilities, perfect for ratcheting up the fear factor. But Art is not all silence and slash. He has got a knack for communication through expressive gestures and faces. He is like the Marcel Marceau of serial killers, but with more gore and less whimsy. And yes, I know you are all wondering, why oh why does Art have a habit of redecorating restrooms with his own artistic interpretations? It is like he is Picasso, reincarnated as a homicidal clown with a love for feces. Is it a commentary on society's obsession with excrement? A subtle nod to modern art's questionable taste? We may never truly know the reasons behind Art's unique brand of bathroom vandalism, but hey, at least he is putting his, artistic talents to use. So there you have it, an enigma wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in a clown costume. Art the Clown, the face of nightmares, and the reason you will never look at the clown the same way again. And remember, kids, no amount of face paint can hide the truth lurking beneath, the soul of a silent, sadistic, and supernaturally spooky slayer. Step right up if you dare.
This is gonna be fun. We're setting.
Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round the Twisted Metal circus tent and feast your eyes on the one, the only, the delightfully deranged master of mayhem, Sweet Tooth, or, as his mama might have named him, Needles Cane. Now buckle up, because we are diving into the twisted tale of this homicidal hooligan with a fiery flair. So picture this, a realm of vehicular carnage where the roads are paved with chaos and the skies are filled with flaming tire tracks. In the driver's seat, a maniacal clown with a burning passion for destruction, quite literally, as his noggin set ablaze. Needleskane, or as the world knows him, Sweet Tooth, has been a road-raging sensation since the inception of the Twisted Metal series. And let us face it, if you are driving an ice cream truck, you are already steering towards the loony lane. Now let us talk style. Sweet Tooth does not just go for creepy, he goes for creepy in Technicolor. In the early days, he sported the classic green hair and face paint combo, probably terrifying children and adults alike. But what is the secret to his success? Is it all in the hair? The flaming locks that scream, "I am not here to scoop your vanilla cone." And as if setting his hair on fire was not enough, he graduated to wearing a mask strapped to his face. Because if you are going for the title of Twisted Metal's top terror, you need the right accessories. But let us not forget the heartwarming fact that Needleskane is also an entrepreneur. You see, Sweet Tooth is not just a killer clown. He is a killing clown with a sweet tooth for, well, actual sweet treats. He stuffs the back of his ice cream truck with frozen delights, neatly tucked between his arsenal of death-dealing gadgets and presumably the remains of his victims. Because nothing complements a murder spree like a scoop of rocky road, right? What truly sets Sweet Tooth apart from the rest of the vehicular villains, it is his commitment to his craft. He's not just out there to wreak havoc, he's out there to be the very best at wreaking havoc. He is a competitor, a showman, and a connoisseur of chaos. He is like the Gordon Ramsay of destruction. Only, instead of berating your cooking skills, he is roasting your life choices with his fiery stare. So, my fellow thrill seekers, the next time you hear the jingle of an ice cream truck approaching, just remember that behind the colourful facade and the promise of sprinkles, there might just be a flaming-headed clown with a taste for terror. Needleskane, Sweet Tooth, a killer clown, an ice cream aficionado, and the undisputed heavyweight champion of chaos on wheels. Just do not expect him to give out free cones. His idea of a scoop involves a lot more blood and screams. Plucky from Supernatural. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up to the Winchester brothers' freakiest case yet. Imagine a place where pizza parties turn into nightmares and children's drawings bring monstrous horrors to life. Yes, it is time to talk about Plucky Pennywissel's Magical Menagerie, an episode of Supernatural that blends the whimsical world of children's entertainment with the heart-pounding horror that only the Winchesters can deliver. We find ourselves in Wichita, Kansas, where the magic at Plucky Pennywissel's is not just in the air, it's in the very fabric of your fears. Sam and Dean are on the case, investigating a series of gruesome deaths that can only be described as kids' worst fears gone wild. Think about it, what is scarier than a giant robot with laser eyes or a unicorn skewering its victims? Apparently nothing, if you're unlucky enough to draw these nightmare-inducing scenarios at Plucky's. Our heroes quickly realize that Plucky is not your average pizza joint. No, it's a den of terror, where children's drawings become deadly reality. Enter Howard, an employee with a bone-chilling hobby of making your worst nightmares come true. He might be working the cash register by day, but by night, he is conjuring up nightmarish creatures from your deepest fears. Sharks, clowns, robots, you name it, Howard's got it covered. Of course, no Supernatural episode is complete without some emotional baggage for the Winchesters. Sam has got a fear of clowns that rivals Pennywise himself. And oh, isn't it just precious when Dean apologizes for traumatizing his little brother by leaving him stranded at Plucky's as a kid? Who knew that a trauma-filled childhood could lead to such heartwarming brotherly bonding? As the plot unfolds, we are treated to a showdown between Dean and Howard, a man who has clearly taken that conquer your fears mantra way too far. There is gunfire, monsters, and even a spectral appearance from Howard's deceased brother. And let us not forget the clowns. Oh, those confetti-blasting clowns. Sam gets his very own confetti and seltzer-covered battle, proving once and for all that clowns are more than just makeup and oversized shoes. But here is the kicker. Just when you think the terror is over, that creepy Plucky doll winks at the camera as if to say the nightmare never truly ends. It is a final touch that leaves you questioning your own sanity and wondering if maybe, just maybe, Plucky Pennywissel's Magic Menagerie is closer to reality than you would like to believe. So step right up, folks, and remember, the next time you are at a children's pizza joint and your fears start coming to life, just grab a tire iron and a sense of humor. Because when it comes to the Winchester brothers and their battle against supernatural monstrosities, it is all in a day's work, and all in the name of a good scare. The clown doll from Poltergeist. The clown doll from Poltergeist. The stuff of childhood nightmares, and the reason why some of us still can't look at clowns without a shiver down our spine. This pint-sized terror might be a minor antagonist in the grand scheme of things, but let us be honest, it is the kind of minor antagonist that steals the show and your peaceful sleep. Imagine being a kid, innocently playing in your room when suddenly your gaze falls upon a seemingly innocent clown doll. It is like Pennywise's distant cousin who decided to show up unannounced at your sleepover. You cover it up with your jacket, hoping to hide it from view, but you know deep down that clowns never stay hidden for long. As night falls, you are ready to tuck yourself into bed, probably after a few rounds of bedtime procrastination. And there it is, the clown doll is gone, vanished. You would think it is time to call the Ghostbusters, but brave little Robbie does what any of us would do. He searches under the bed, convinced that hiding under there will solve all his problems. But of course, there is nothing there, just the echo of his own nerves. And then, in true horror movie fashion, when he turns around, the clown doll is right there, ready to play the classic grab your face and drag you under the bed game. It is the kind of game that will make you question your childhood affinity for toys and reinforce your fear of the dark. The clown doll does not mess around. It has got a grip that would make a professional wrestler proud, choking, dragging, and generally causing a commotion that would even wake up the neighbors. Robbie, bless his heart, decides he has had enough of this tiny terror. So he goes all out, unleashing his inner warrior and ripping that clown doll's stuffing out like it is nobody's business. But do not let its stuffing-strewn demise fool you. The clown doll's legacy lives on, forever etched in the annals of horror history. It is a reminder that childhood innocence can quickly turn into the stuff of nightmares, and that even the most innocent-looking toys can harbor some seriously sinister intentions. So, the next time you are tempted to adopt a clown doll for your collection, just remember, it might not be the cheerful addition you were hoping for. After all, when it comes to the clown doll from Poltergeist, the laughter is only a facade, and the real show is one you will not want to stick around for. The Clown from the 2014 movie. The Clown from the 2014 movie Clown, a horror flick that proves once and for all that not all clowns are jolly entertainers with red big noses. Some are ancient demons with a taste for mayhem and a strong dislike for kids. This demon makes Pennywise look like a birthday party host. Its origin story is like a twisted bedtime tale from the darkest corners of Europe. Residing in mountain caves in the Nordic regions, the Clown's hobbies include luring unsuspecting children into its lair with funny tricks, only to devour them like a midnight snack. This is one way to ensure you get enough protein in your diet. What sets the Clown apart from your typical circus clown? Well, picture this. A bloody red nose that has seen better days in the Arctic chill, a complexion paler than a vampire's fashion sense, and a horn on its head that is less party hat and more I am here to summon darkness. Oh, and those oversized feet. They are not for cramming into tiny cars, they are for inspiring nightmares, and maybe a few clown phobias along the way. Now, do not let the Clown's horrifying exterior fool you, it's not just about looks. This demon has some serious multitasking skills. It will crack jokes, giggle, and do its best to win over kids' trust, all the while secretly planning its next snack time. Imagine thinking you're having a laugh with a friendly clown, only to realize that you're about to become its main course. The Clown possession game is strong. It manages to worm its way into a poor fellow named Herbert's life via a cursed clown costume. The costume is a bit of a diva. Once you put it on, it's like the world's creepiest tattoo. It just won't come off. Herbert goes from being a regular guy to a puppet of the demon's whims. And let us just say, it is not a fun transformation. If you thought getting a clown nose at a birthday party was weird, imagine your dad starting to cough up rainbow-colored blood and developing a sudden craving for children's souls. Yeah, that is the Clown's version of a makeover. But it does not end there. The Clown's influence spreads like a contagious meme. Herbert's son-in-law, Kent, becomes the next victim, and the demon's antics turn him into a real crowd pleaser. Kidnappings, finger-biting incidents, and near-child-eating escapades. Kent's life takes a dramatic turn. The Clown might be ancient, but it has got some modern-day evil genius tricks up its sleeve. It even manages to get Kent's brother-in-law's arm broken and orchestrates a car crash, just to add some action to the mix. And let us not forget its grand finale at a Chuck E. Cheese, where it treats the place like an all-you-can-eat buffet, but with kids as the main course. In the end, it is up to Meg, Kent's wife, to put an end to the Clown's reign of terror. Armed with a hammer, a lot of courage, and a mother's determination, she faces off against this demon-clown hybrid in a battle that is more intense than any circus act. So next time you see a clown, just remember, not all of them come armed with confetti and balloon animals. Some might have a hunger for souls and a track record of child abductions. Just your average day in the horror movie circus, right?
Hello, Amanda. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play.
Billy the Puppet from Saw movies. Billy the Puppet from the twisted world of the Saw movies. Who knew that a ventriloquist dummy could make murder seem so coordinated? Billy is the master of ceremonies in a deadly carnival orchestrated by the one and only Jigsaw Killer, a guy who takes game night to a whole new level. Forget Monopoly. Jigsaw's idea of fun involves mutilation, terror, and a puppet with a sinister grin. This mechanical marvel does not just play nice on the surface. Billy is all about delivering recorded messages to Jigsaw's unlucky victims, often making appearances on TV screens to lay out the rules of the sadistic game. Move over, news anchor. There is a new face of televised horror. Hello, I want to play a game, Billy croons with a smile that could give Chucky the creeps. But do not be fooled by those rosy cheeks and painted lips. Billy is not here to make balloon animals. His purpose is to deliver the cold, hard truth. You are trapped, and the only way out is to play by Jigsaw's twisted rules. With his movable mouth and eyes, Billy has got a unique way of expressing himself, even if that expression is pure terror. Let us not forget his snazzy attire, a black tuxedo, white shirt, red shoes, and a bow tie that has probably seen more horror than a tailor's worst nightmare. But what is really unsettling is Billy's face. Pale, like he has never seen the light of day, which is probably true given his career choice, with those black eyes and red spirals on his cheeks. It is like a Picasso painting of your worst nightmare. Billy's appearance in the Saw movies might be short and chilling, but he has become the poster child for Jigsaw's reign of terror. Sure, clowns might be creepy, but at least they do not come with a voiceover that turns hide-and-seek into a deadly game of life and death. So, next time you are faced with a puppet, just remember it might not be here to tell jokes and sing songs. It might just want to play a game that ends with you in pieces. Talk about puppetry gone wrong, right? Clarabelle the Clown from Howdy Doody. Clarabelle the Clown, the original king of silent communication in the world of children's television. When it comes to clownery, he is the OG, the pioneer of hon-honks and seltzer sprays that gave every kid the secret yearning to join the circus. But oh boy, did he leave a lasting impression that still tingles our spines. Back in the day when TV sets were as rare as a snowman in summer, there was Howdy Doody, a show that captivated kids and parents alike with its puppet pals and jolly jamborees. Enter Clarabelle, the mute accomplice of Howdy Doody himself. Imagine a clown who did not blabber on but rather honked a horn for answers. If you want a yes, you got a honk. If you want a no, you got another honk. It was like Morse code for the giggly generation. 3 brave souls stepped into the big floppy shoes of Clarabelle. First came Bob Keeshan, who would later become Captain Kangaroo, a guy who found new frontiers of child-friendly entertainment. Then there was Robert Nick Nicholson, who brought his own blend of shenanigans to the horn-honking spectacle. And last but not least, Lou Anderson strutted his stuff as the final act of Clarabelle, sealing his place in the Hall of Creepy Clown fame. But it was in the final episode that Clarabelle pulled the ultimate trick. He spoke. After years of horn-honking, spritzing and wild antics, he dropped the bombshell. As the camera zoomed in, the tension mounted. Could this be happening? And just when you least expected it, Clarabelle let out a whisper that sent shivers down your spine. Goodbye, kids. Now you might think a clown saying goodbye would be heartwarming, but it was more spine-chilling than finding out your childhood teddy bear had a hidden zipper and was secretly storing secrets. It was like a cosmic joke. After all those honks, he had one whispered word that left us wondering if he was wishing us farewell or plotting something sinister. So there you have it, folks, the story of Clarabelle, the horn-honking, seltzer-spraying, silent but deadly clown who left an indelible mark on the world of kids' TV. Whether you saw him as a whimsical entertainer or the harbinger of childhood nightmares, one thing is for sure. Clarabelle is the reason you might still flinch when you hear a horn honk behind you. Zebo the Clown from Are You Afraid of the Dark? Zebo the Clown, a chilling figure that painted the town red with his terrifying tail. This is not your regular run-of-the-mill circus clown. This is the stuff that Halloween nightmares are made of. Just the name Zebo sounds like the squeak of a rusty swing in a long-forgotten playground. So let us rewind the clock and delve into the origins of this eerie enigma. Zebo was not your typical balloon-twisting, joke-telling jester. Nope. He was a full-fledged thief in his past life. Talk about clowning around with criminal intent. Rumor has it that he was after the circus payroll, and boy, did he have a wild sense of humor when it came to crime. But like any good heist story, things took a fiery turn. In the grand tradition of burning the evidence, Zebo got caught in a blaze hotter than a pepperoni pizza straight out of the oven. Fast forward to the realm of the supernatural, where Zebo's ghastly legacy lingers. His clown nose, the very essence of his clownly identity, becomes the object of his ethereal desire. But wait, there is more. He has got a knack for haunting a certain dark and twisted tale. The tale of Laughing in the Dark was his stage, and boy, did he put on a show that left everyone trembling in their pajamas. So now let us picture this. Zebo, the charred, spectral clown, desperately yearning for his crimson proboscis, lurking in the shadows of the Laughing in the Dark funhouse. Those once cheerful circus tunes now sound like a dirge, played on a kazoo. And let us not forget his notorious laugh. It is less of a ha-ha and more of a haunt-haunt. Zebo has got a knack for showing up in other stories too. He is a recurring nightmare that will just not go away. Whether it is a mention in Hushed Whispers, a video game with his grinning face on it, or even an unfortunate janitor being called Zebo, this ghostly clown knows how to stay in your head like a catchy jingle. But here is the thing that truly gives you the shivers. Zebo is not content with merely making cameo appearances. He has got his own brand of ghostly ambition, and it involves haunting the very tale that introduced him. He is like the ghost of a horror movie franchise that keeps coming back for sequels. You can't escape his ominous shadow. So there you have it, the twisted tale of Zebo the Clown, a criminal turned ghostly jester who is equal parts haunting and hilarious. He is the reason you still hesitate before stepping into a dark carnival tent, and the reason you will never look at circus popcorn the same way again.
Of course. It had to be a clown.
Zombie Clown from Zombieland. The Zombie Clown from Zombieland. Because regular clowns were not creepy enough. Let us throw in some undead chaos to really spice up the party, right? Introduced during the Grand Zombie Showdown, this circus sideshow of horror is like the final boss of every childhood nightmare, rolled into one goopy grinning package. So, picture this. The apocalypse has come, zombies roam the earth, and our fearless hero Columbus faces off against his ultimate fear, a zombie clown. Now, clowns alone can already give you the jitters, what with their oversized shoes, wild wigs and those grins that could rival the Cheshire Cats. But oh no, Zombieland decided to crank up the fear factor to 11 by transforming the clown into a grotesque, drooling mess. There is a moment where the zombie clown unleashes the goopiest drool you have ever seen, like the kind you get when you accidentally leave your mouth open during a dental appointment. And that grin? Oh, that sinister grin? It is the kind of grin that says, I might be dead, but I still know how to make your childhood trauma resurface. But let us get you to the juicy part. Why is this zombie clown so utterly terrifying? Well, for one, it is not just any old brain-craving zombie. It is Columbus's worst nightmare come to life. You see, Columbus is all about playing it safe, sticking to his survival rules and avoiding unnecessary risks. But this clown, it is the embodiment of every risk he has ever feared. It is a walking, drooling metaphor for everything he has avoided his entire life. And that is a horror that goes beyond mere flesh-eating. Yet, in a moment of pure cinematic triumph, Columbus faces his fears head-on, literally. Armed with a mallet and a dash of newfound courage, he takes his chance and smashes the clown's head to bits. It is like therapy, but with a lot more blood and less couch talk. So there you have it. The Zombie Clown from Zombieland, a ghastly amalgamation of childhood terrors, gory drool, and a lesson in facing your fears, all rolled into one undead package. It is the stuff nightmares are made of, and the perfect reminder to never underestimate the terror potential of a circus tent after dark. Twisty from American Horror Story Freak Show. Twisty the Clown from American Horror Story Freak Show. The circus is supposed to be a place of wonder and laughter, but Twisty decided to take things in a decidedly darker direction. So now imagine this. A disgraced clown dropped on his head as a baby. Ouch, that has got to hurt both the head and the ego. Desperately trying to regain his glory. But instead of balloon animals and pratfalls, he is all about gruesome kidnappings and unsettling proclamations. This guy takes down on his luck to a whole new level. So he has got a makeshift prosthetic mask that is just as unsettling as his disfigured face underneath. Nothing says, "I am here to make kids laugh," like a terrifying mask, right? And speaking of making kids laugh, Twisty's version of entertainment includes some seriously twisted methods. We are talking about kidnapping children, terrorizing them with creepy toys, and making them question why they ever liked clowns in the first place. Oh, let us not forget the backstory. Twisty was not always a serial killing clown. He used to be a regular, well-liked clown until those darn circus freaks got jealous of his popularity and spread rumors about him. Rumors like, molesting kids. With his reputation tarnished and his career in shambles, he decided the logical solution was to take up kidnapping and murder as a hobby. But here is the real kicker. He genuinely believes he's doing these kids a favor by kidnapping them from his parents, because, clearly, terrifying them in his ghoulish appearance and twisted antics is the best way to save them from chores and candy-denying parents. Twisty has this whole misguided savior thing going on, as if his creepy clown face is the epitome of nurturing care. And let us not forget his run-in with Edward Mordrake, the two-faced demon, because if you are gonna go down, you might as well do it in style. Twisty's story is a mix of tragedy, insanity, and a complete disregard for personal boundaries. It is like he took every fear you ever had about clowns, put them in a blender with a touch of psychosis, and out popped Twisty. So there you have it. Twisty the Clown, the circus performer who took a wrong turn down a dark alley of serial killing, kidnappings, and a whole lot of psychological issues. Because in the twisted world of American Horror Story, even the clowns are out for blood. The Clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and feast your eyes on the cosmic carnival of chaos known as the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. These are not your ordinary birthday party entertainers. They are a galactic gaggle of extraterrestrial jesters with a sinister twist. They arrived from the stars in their popcorn-powered spaceship to deliver a show that is out of this world and deadly. Originating from the far reaches of the universe, the Killer Clowns are no newcomers to Earth. In fact, their presence has been woven into human history, with theories suggesting that the concept of clowns in our culture has been influenced by these interstellar pranksters. From P.T. Barnum to creepy circus tents, the clowns have been subtly clowning around for centuries, all the while hiding their malevolent intentions behind painted smiles. These intergalactic jesters have a taste for the dramatic, decked out in extravagant circus-themed attire. But do not let their colorful costumes fool you. Behind those oversized shoes and red bulbous noses lies a deadly agenda. With skin as white as a freshly powdered donut and lips as red as cherry lollipop, these clowns might seem like they are just here for a laugh, but they are hungry for something else: human flesh. These carnivorous clowns have a taste for blood, and they have got a rather unique way of serving their meal. They cocoon their victims in cotton candy, as if preparing a sugary snack for later. before liquefying them into a gooey feast. And did we mention that they have got an appetite for canines too? These alien jesters are equal opportunity eaters, it seems. But these clowns are not just innate for the cuisine. They have got a twisted sense of humor that would make even the most daring stand-up comedian shiver. Their circus-themed tricks and pranks serve as both entertainment and a means to terrify their victims, from shadow puppets that turn into deadly traps to exploding pies and playful games. These clowns are experts at turning the fun into fear. Oh, let us not forget about their supersized smarts. While they might look like the result of a cosmic circus explosion, the clowns possess advanced technology, intelligence, and tactics that could put even the most brilliant minds to shame. From telepathic communication to transforming humans into popcorns, spawning baby clowns, their abilities are as baffling as their bizarre appearances. If you ever encounter a killer clown from outer space, remember, they are not here to make balloon animals or tell jokes. They are here to make a meal out of you. So keep an eye out for those floppy shoes and that honking nose. It might be the last thing you see before you become cotton candy cocoon fodder. And who knew that phrase, "step right up," could take on such a spine-tingling meaning?
I'm a power person. I enjoy power. Nobody else had the guts to pull off what I pulled off.
Pogo from Gacy. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around as we delve into the twisted tale of the man who turned the innocent joy of clowns into a nightmare. Let us talk about none other than the infamous Pogo the Clown, alias John Wayne Gracie Jr., a real-life horror story that will make your hair stand on end. Now, even though clowns are meant to bring laughter and delight to children of all ages, but Pogo had a different kind of performance in mind. In a macabre twist, this Illinois-based serial killer used his clown persona to lure young men and boys into his sinister trap. With a face painted in garish colors and an eerie smile stretched from year to year, Pogo was the embodiment of every child's nightmare. Pogo's twisted journey began with a charming facade, one that masked his true intentions. He was the master of manipulation, using his charisma to gain trust and get closer to his unsuspecting victims. With a criminal record that started with the sodomy of a teenage boy and a mere 18-month prison stint, Pogo was set free to unleash his deadly reign of terror. The story takes an even darker turn as we step into the shoes of Robert Piest, the 15-year-old boy who would become Pogo's last victim. Piest, innocently seeking job opportunities, fell into the deadly clutches of the killer clown. Pogo's magic tricks were far from entertaining, they were deadly and horrifying. Handcuffs were used not for illusions but for abduction, as Pogo's victims were led down a path of darkness they could never escape. The true horror lay beneath Pogo's seemingly ordinary home. Beneath the floorboards and in the crawl space were the remains of his countless victims, each one adding to the chilling tapestry of his crimes. Pogo was not just a clown performing tricks, he was a predator hunting the innocent. But every clown's act eventually comes to an end. Pogo's reign of terror came crashing down when his crimes were unearthed. His confessions, like a nightmare unfolding, revealed a tally of 33 young lives snuffed out by his sadistic desires. Despite his protestations of innocence, the evidence painted a haunting picture that could not be ignored. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the world watched as the mask of Pogo fell away to reveal the true face of evil. The courtroom drama ended with a sentence to death row, and eventually the final act, Pogo's execution by lethal injection. So there you have it, a tale that turns the laughter of clowns into a shiver down your spine. Pogo the Clown, the embodiment of terror, reminds us that sometimes the things that bring joy can hide the darkest nightmares.
Don't make you feel any better, Crusty. You can punch me in the face.
Crusty the Clown from The Simpsons. Meet Sir Herschel Shimoikel Pinchas Yerukam Krustovsky, or, as he is more commonly known, the man, the myth, the clown legend, Crusty the Clown. This colourful character, despite his flamboyant persona, wears a cloak of cynicism so heavy you would think he is trying to smuggle in a herd of elephants under that oversized jacket. Krusty's origin story reads like a tragicomedy in itself. With Jewish parents and a rabbi for a father, he rebelled against the holy tradition of becoming a comedian. This act of sacrilege led to his father's silent disapproval, which, for a rabbi, speaks volumes. Krusty's makeup-covered face hides not just his love for slapstick, but also his tumultuous relationship with his own heritage. And if you think his oversized shoes are big, you should see the size of the emotional baggage he is carrying. Appearance-wise, Krusty's green hair is as vibrant as his enthusiasm for life, although that enthusiasm might be running on fumes at this point. His clown makeup is a tribute to every color in the rainbow, and if you squint just right, you might catch a glimpse of his real face underneath. Fun fact: Krusty and Homer share an uncanny resemblance, proving that the apple does not fall far from the old tree. Mannerisms? Oh, they are a mixed bag of tricks. From his perpetual laughter that seems to stem from equal parts hilarity and impending doom, to his love for moon rocks that keep him normal, Krusty's behavior makes you wonder if he has been sampling his own supply of laughter gas. But do not let the honking nose fool you. This clown has a cynical side sharper than his over-the-top bow tie. Krusty's show business empire is like a roller coaster. It goes up, up, up in success, then crashes faster than a pie in the face. He is the king of merchandising, slapping his name on everything from clown dolls to canned mayonnaise, which, let's be honest, sounds as appealing as a rubber chicken sandwich. However, his fame often teeters on the edge of infamy thanks to his habit of endorsing products that are about as reliable as a unicycle or a tightrope. And let's not forget his interactions with his fans, which is basically a masterclass in indifference. Krusty might as well hand out autographs with a side of apathy. He might have more ex-wives than you have fingers, but his love life is just as perplexing as trying to figure out why anyone would willingly eat a Krusty burger. But beneath all that slapstick and smokescreens, there is a glimmer of vulnerability. Krusty is not just a clown, he is a complex character painted in shades of laughter and sorrow. So, as you watch him stumble through life, remember that even the funniest clowns have their own closets full of oversized shoes, and sometimes it's the tragedy behind the makeup that makes us laugh the hardest.
The opposition was up to before I put myself forward for the talent contest. But since you insist...
Oh, we do, but no doubt you'd like to get yourself prepared.
Robot clowns from Doctor Who are the infamous robot clowns of Doctor Who, androids that make balloon animals and nightmare fuel in equal measure. It's like someone decided that regular clowns just were not terrifying enough and thought, you know, what would really amp up the creepiness? Let us make them robotic. These artificial jesters come in various flavors, each more unsettling than the last. First up, we have the psychic circus variety, the brainchild of clowns who clearly flunked clown school with flying colors. These clowns were like unpaid interns at the Circus of the Damned, forced to entertain cosmic deities by making unlucky souls perform their worst party tricks. You can just imagine them with their metallic red noses and hydraulic squirting flower lapels, all while the Doctor is trying to defuse the situation and avoid getting sucked into a vortex of terrible knock-knock jokes. Then there is Elijah Spellman, the genius who thought, you know what would make kids' nightmares even worse? Robotic clown mannequins. Seriously, what kind of warped circus were these people running? They were unleashed on innocent folk, only to be thwarted by the sonic lipstick, because nothing screams high-tech like a little makeup accessory. But wait, there is more. Earth got in on the action too, because who does not love a bit of clown-themed terror? Thanks to advancements in robot technology, Earth circuses got a futuristic makeover, because nothing says entertainment like having a heart attack in the middle of the big top. These mechanical tricksters, Chuckles and Boris, were taken to the arena, presumably to fight to the comedic end. I mean, who needs lions and tigers when you have got robot clowns ready to juggle chainsaws? But let us not forget the therapy bots, because what could possibly help traumatized kids more than robotic jesters that erased their bad memories? It's like they combined a creepy toy store with a counseling session, and the result was pure nightmare fuel. But perhaps the most unsettling twist in this tale is the 9th Doctor's encounter with a memory-wiping robot clown. Imagine facing the horrors of the last great time war and then stumbling upon a robot that is basically a walking forget-me-not. The 11th Doctor later repairs it, only to be manipulated by his own creation. Seriously, who writes this stuff? So there you have it, the wacky world of robot clowns in Doctor Who. They are like regular clowns, but with a side order of cybernetic terror. Perfect for all your childhood ruining needs. Just remember, next time you're at a circus and see a clown juggling chainsaws while getting a software update, it's time to make a speedy exit. Unless, of course, you want to end up as part of their latest performance. Captain Spalding from House of 1,000 Corpses and the Devil's Rejects. Captain Spalding, the clown with a twisted sense of humor and a penchant for fried chicken, murder and mayhem. Born as Johnny Lee Johns, this Texan terror's backstory leads like a recipe for a carnival of chaos. Raised among sideshow deformities and crime photography, young Johnny Lee's interest in the macabre foreshadowed his transformation into the demented Captain Spalding. With his face painted like a sinister grin, Captain Spalding's appearance walks the line between comically absurd and skin-crawlingly creepy. His white face paint and rickety red smile seem to stretch from year to year, fittingly mirroring the duality of his personality, a jovial facade masking the darkness within. Dressed in his grungy clown suit, Spalding might as well be the poster child for killer clowns from the wrong side of the carnival. But it's not just his appearance that is disturbing, it's his mannerisms too. With a voice that sounds like a whiskey-soaked growl and a twinkle in his eye that suggests he has seen horrors beyond anyone's imagination, Captain Spalding exudes an unsettling charm. His gravelly laughter could send shivers down your spine and a smirk on your lips at the same time. Running Captain Spalding's Museum of Monsters and Madmen is not your average gig. Murder rides and bizarre attractions are just a side hustle for this clown. Spalding thrives on chaos and bloodshed, an unlikely blend of serial murder and fried chicken. His road ride attraction, complete with a Dr. Satan exhibit, draws in curious souls like moths to a flame, which lead them to the clutches of the Firefly family. What makes Captain Spalding particularly unnerving is his seamless transition from dark humor to brutal violence. He mocks robbers and then kills them without batting an eye. He carjacks innocent victims for clown business and treats murder like an art form. He is the clown you never want to meet at the circus, the one who might offer you cotton candy one moment and then plunge a knife into your chest the next. So why is Captain Spalding so creepy? It is the juxtaposition of his jolly appearance and his malevolent actions. It is his ability to make you laugh nervously while your stomach churns. It is the realization that evil can wear a painted smile and cackle with delight. Captain Spalding is not just a horror clown, he is the embodiment of twisted fun and deadly games, a character who will make you laugh, shudder and question your own sanity, all in one breath.
No.
Killjoy, the demonic clown from the Killjoy franchise. Killjoy the Clown, a name that sounds like a childhood friend gone horribly wrong. But do not let the colorful attire fool you. This is not your average circus entertainer. Killjoy is the kind of clown that gives you nightmares before bedtime and makes you reconsider your love for carnival cotton candy. His origin story is a whirlwind of black magic and tragedy, where he is the devilish answer to people seeking love and closure. Imagine signing up for a matchmaking service and getting a homicidal demon instead. Talk about swiping left on your insanity. This clown's conception is far from a happy accident. He is the byproduct of dark magic and twisted desires, birthed from tragic souls who has got more than they bargained for. Speaking of birth, Killjoy's appearance is a carnival of chaos itself. Decked out in colorful clown outfits that scream fun and games, he is the embodiment of a childhood nightmare come to life. You will find no red noses or balloon animals here, just a twisted grin and an ice cream truck that is a lot more dangerous than your typical neighborhood treat dispenser. But let us not forget his talents. Killjoy has got a repertoire that combines magical trickery with homicidal intent. Disappearing and reappearing at will, check. Illusions that make your worst fears come alive, double check. Bullets turned into confetti, yes please. This is not your standard clown act, it's a dark and deadly magic show that will leave you questioning reality itself. And what is a good villain without a twisted personality to match? Killjoy is a sadistic prankster, finding joy in tormenting his victims before delivering the ultimate punchline, their demise. He is like the guy who pulls the chair from under you just when you are about to sit down, except he's doing it with life and death stakes. So why is Killjoy so creepy? It is the blend of childhood nostalgia and adult horror. It is the way he takes the innocence from the circus and warps it into a macabre nightmare. It is his ability to make you laugh and scream in the same breath. Just remember, the next time you see a clown holding a balloon, make sure it is not Killjoy, unless you are in the mood for a killer party.
Stay away from there, Gramps! Huh?
Adam from Dead Rising. Adam McIntyre, the clown of chaos in the world of Dead Rising. But this is not your typical red-nosed jester. This clown packs a pair of chainsaws and enough toxic balloons to give any birthday party a seriously sinister twist. He is not here to make you laugh, he is here to make you run for your life. Now let us dive into the origin story of this macabre entertainer. Adam's debut is as dramatic as a grand entrance gets, arriving at 9 PM on day 1 and sticking around just long enough to haunt your nightmares until 11 AM on day 2. With 2 small chainsaws in hand, he is like a twisted circus act gone rogue. It is like someone took the phrase juggling life and death a bit too literally. Now let's talk appearance. Adam is not your typical face-painted clown. He's got a flair for the dramatic with a dark twist. His chainsaws are more than just props. They are instruments of dismemberment. And those poisonous gas balloons? Well, they might be cute in a different context, but here they are more deadly than daisies. Balloons that burst into toxic clouds. It is like he is turning the joy of popping balloons into a deadly game of survival. What's more intriguing and terrifying about Adam is his ability to play both sides of the field. He blocks gunfire straight on, a clown with bulletproof ambitions, you might say. But when he is busy blowing up those toxic balloons, he leaves himself vulnerable, creating a strategic dance of danger. It is as if he is conducting his own chaotic symphony of mayhem. And let us not forget the wonderland he creates. In Wonderland Plaza, he is taking over a ride to keep the zombies away. But it is not the zombies you should worry about. It is Adam himself. You would think a spinning ride might be fun, but when it is controlled by a chainsaw-wielding psychopath, the thrill takes on a whole new meaning. Why is Adam so creepy? It is the collision of childhood nostalgia and adult horror. It is the idea that the clown that should be making you laugh is actually the one making you run for your life. It is the contrast between the innocence of balloons and the malevolence of toxic gas. Adam McIntyre is not just a clown. He is a nightmarish reminder that even the things meant to bring joy can turn into your worst fears. Kinky Pinky from NARC. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around, for I have a tale to spin about the one and only Kinky Pinky, a character that manages to blend the whimsical with the wicked in the world of video games. In the realm of Narc, where chaos reigns and crime lurks in every pixelated corner, Kinky Pinky emerges as a figure that is equal parts circus and sinister. In the realm of NARC, where chaos reigns and crime lurks in every pixelated corner, Kinky Pinky emerges as a figure that is equal parts circus and sinister. Now let us picture this, a world of neon lights and digital danger where crime bosses and corrupted kingpins run rampant, and in this digital den of debauchery there is Kinky Pinky, a character that embodies the bizarre blend of villainy and circus flair. His origin story might be shrouded in the digital mist, but his presence is undeniable. Now let us talk appearance. Oh, he is a sight to behold. Clad in clown attire that is as colorful as it is macabre. The cheerful reds and blues contrast with a menacing knife he wields, creating an unsettling juxtaposition that is as jarring as it is captivating. He is the clown that you would expect to see entertaining children at a birthday party, if that party was hosted in the 7th circle of digital hell. But it is not just the appearance that gives him his eerie charm, it is his mannerisms. He moves with the speed of a pixelated hurricane, his movements both erratic and fluid, like a puppet controlled by a malevolent programmer. And that knife? It is not just a prop for his twisted carnival act, it is a weapon that delivers deadly stabs, faster than you can say game over. And let us not forget the dark humor that swirls around discussions of Kinky Pinky. In a world where gamers dissect, analyze, and memify characters, he has become a source of both fascination and macabre amusement. It is like a twisted carnival sideshow where laughter and unease dance together in a digital waltz. So here's to Kinky Pinky, the knife-wielding, circus-loving, digital denizen of NARC. A character that proves that even in the realm of video games, the line between entertainment and eeriness can blur into something captivatingly creepy. Whether he is slicing through pixels or haunting discussions, we definitely know one thing for sure. Kinky Pinky is the clown that reminds us that in the world of gaming, the unexpected can be as thrilling as it is terrifying. The psychopathic clown from Amusement. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be amused and appalled by the tale of the psychopathic clown from Amusement, a horror film that takes the giggles and the grimaces and blends them into a sinister circus of terror. In a world where laughter and screams become a twisted duet, this clown proves that not all jokes have punchlines. Some just leave you gasping for air. Meet the Psychopathic Clown, a character who makes the Joker look like a party magician with a penchant for balloon animals. But do not let the red nose and oversized shoes fool you. This clown's idea of entertainment involves a more lethal kind of magic trick. You know, the kind that involves knives, screams, and a generous sprinkle of pure dread. The origin story? Picture a childhood of torment and darkness where classmates snickered and jeered. This unnamed boy, once dismissed as extremely dangerous, grew up harboring a festering storm of insanity. Perhaps it was the very laughter that pushed him to the edge, leaving him with a sense of humor more twisted than a pretzel at a funhouse. Now let us dive into his appearance. Gone are the colorful wigs and face paint. This clown sports a more macabre ensemble. Imagine Pennywise's gothic cousin, dressed in shadows and adorned with menace. His laugh is less of a chuckle and more of a bone-chilling cackle that echoes in your nightmares, long after the credits roll. His mannerisms? Well, let us just say he is not here to make balloon animals or pull flowers out of his sleeve. Instead, he is the master of macabre surprises, delivering deadly stabs and twisted tricks that leave you questioning your sanity. He is the embodiment of horror, a living nightmare in grease paint. And what does he do? Oh, just your average pursuit of terror, stalking, tormenting, and killing his victims with a gleeful, sadistic twinkle in his eye. He's the predator in a deadly game, turning an innocent babysitting gig into a carnival of chaos and terrorizing his prey in a chilling dance of death. Why is he so creepy? Well, there is something inherently unsettling about clowns. They're masks of mirth that hide a potential for malevolence. But this psychopathic clown takes it to the next level, flipping the switch from laughter to lunacy in a heartbeat. He's the embodiment of childhood nightmares, a haunting reminder that even the most innocent things can twist into something horrifying. So let us raise our proverbial popcorn to this psychopathic clown from Amusement, a character that proves that the circus of horror is not all cotton candy and carnival games. He is the devilish ringmaster in this nightmare parade, leading us through a maze of terror and reminding us that sometimes the laughter masks a scream that is waiting to escape. Just remember, the next time you hear the sound of honking and chuckling, it might not be a punchline. It might be the psychopathic clown ready to turn your world into a twisted sideshow of fear. The Sadistic Clowns in 31. From the year 2016. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, and behold the twisted tale of Sadistic Clowns in 31. A horror film that takes the whimsy of the circus and tosses it into a blender with blood, chaos, and a dash of mayhem. These are not your average nose-honking, balloon-twisting jokesters. Oh no, they are a troupe of maniacal jesters who will have you laughing all the way to the grave. So let us picture this, Halloween 1976. A group of carnival workers, as if they have not had their fare of oddities already, stumble into a nightmare that no cotton candy could sweeten. They find themselves kidnapped, chained up, and forced to partake in the grand performance known as 31. And who are the stars of this sinister show? None other than the Heads, a crew of murderous clowns with a penchant for sadism that would make even the most stoic of jesters blush. But let us not just focus on the big picture. Let us zoom in on the main act, the sadistic clowns themselves. Each clown has a name that could only have been crafted from the darkest corners of a horror writer's mind. Sick Dead, Psycho Head, Schizo Head, Sex Head, Death Head, and the grand finale, Doom Head. These clowns are like the Seven Dwarfs, if Snow White's tale had been directed by a metalhead with a flair for gore. Their appearance? Think Pennywise after a rebellious teenage phase. They are the type of clowns you would not invite to a children's party unless you are aiming for therapy sessions to become a lucrative side gig. Their makeup is less about rainbow hues and more about smears of madness, painted on with a brush dipped in nightmares. And their laughter, it is less ho 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 and more ha ha ha, the kind that rattles your bones and echoes in your mind long after the credits roll. As for their mannerisms, well, let's just say they are not the type to make balloon animals, unless those balloon animals are made of barbed wire and rusty nails. These clowns do not just chase their victims, they dance through the maze of Murder World with a sadistic glee that would make the Joker envious. Their weapons? Not just oversized shoes. Think chainsaws, knives, and other tools of torment that would make Leatherface nod in approval. And what do? Oh, just the usual. Torture, torment, and terrorize their victims? They play the role of the hunter in this deadly game of survival, turning the labyrinthine compound into a hellish circus ring where their prey is the main act. The carnies must fend off these clowns while the clock ticks and bets are placed on their grisly fate. It is like a twisted reality show where the prize is not $1 million but a mere chance to escape with your life. So, let's raise our blood-soaked cotton candy and toast to 31, a film that proves that clowns can be far scarier than we ever imagined. These sadistic jesters have turned the circus into a macabre nightmare, leaving us all with a newfound appreciation for the clowns who stick to making us laugh, not scream. Just remember, the next time you hear a honk of a red nose, it might be best to turn and run, lest you become the unwilling star of their wicked sideshow. Flesh-Eating Clown from Scary or Die, 2012. The flesh-eating clown from Scary or Die, the gourmet ghoul of the circus world. A character who managed to combine childhood nightmares with adult-level nightmares, creating a twisted, flesh-flavored symphony of horror. Let us rewind to the origin story of this peculiar clown, because, let us face it, who does not love a story that begins with a clown and ends with a carnivorous frenzy? Meet Fucko, the clown who took the phrase biting humor to a whole new level. Born of a twisted cocktail of circus peanuts, nightmares, and a penchant for devouring anything that moves, Fucko made his debut as the unexpected guest at a family gathering. They say he was bitten by the showbiz bug and turned it into a gnarly disease that not only destroys lives but also appetite. Now let us talk about his appearance. Remember, this is not your average balloon animal making, red nose wearing circus jester. No sir. Fucko is a creature of the night, a cross between your worst nightmare and a meat-eating plant. His makeup is not a playful splash of color, it is a palette of doom, designed to send shivers down your spine and make you question your love for circuses forever. And do not get me started on his toothy grin. It is more reminiscent of a shark's hunting expression than a clown's chuckles. As for his mannerisms, let us just say that Fucko does not juggle balls, he juggles bodies, hopes and sanity. His laugh does not evoke giggles, it triggers primal fear responses. His dancing is less about entertainment and more about luring you into a false sense of security before he takes a bite out of you, literally. But what does he do, you ask? Oh, just your average party crusher with a taste for human flesh. He is like a twisted Pied Piper, turning social gatherings into a buffet of horror. He shows up at parties, probably under the pretense of providing entertainment, but instead decides to entertain his own taste buds with the finest human cuts available. His bite is not just a nip of mischief, it's a one-way ticket to joining his freakish, flesh-chomping ranks. And why is he so creepy? Well, aside from the obvious reasons, like the whole eating people thing, it is the juxtaposition of childhood innocence with the macabre. Clowns are supposed to be symbols of joy, laughter, and delight, the very embodiment of carefree amusement. But when you take that image and twist it into something so malevolent, so grotesque, it shatters your sense of safety. It is like finding out your teddy bear is plotting world domination. So here's to Fucko, the clown who takes the spotlight in a nightmare-laden circus of horror, making us question whether we ever really liked clowns to begin with. He's a cautionary tale for those who thought the circuses were all fun and games, a reminder that sometimes the carnival can lead you down a rabbit hole of terror, and perhaps a reason to appreciate the less carnivorous clowns of the world, the ones who stick to making balloon animals and wearing oversized shoes rather than feasting on the unsuspecting. Helmut Durk of The Day the Clown Cried. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around, for we have a tale that is as darkly enigmatic as a clown's painted smile. Meet Helmut Durk, the tragic protagonist of The Day the Clown Cried, a washed-up circus performer turned harbinger of heartbreak in the midst of World War II. Origin story? Picture this. A once famous German clown who brought smiles to faces across continents only to find himself tumbling from the limelight to the shadows. Helmut Dork had been a star under the big top, a performer who commanded arenas and dazzled audiences. But fame is a fickle mistress, and Dork's fall from grace finds him demoted, discarded, and drowning his sorrows in a glass or two, or three. The circus ring that was once his stage becomes his cage, and his jokes fall flat like deflated balloons. Appearance: the clown's vibrant makeup fades to a pale reflection of its former glory, much like his own life. Once bedecked in sequins and colors that could rival a rainbow, Dork's appearance now mirrors the grey skies of war-torn Europe. His costume is tattered, his spirit waning, and his painted smile hides a world of pain that not even the biggest red nose can conceal. Mannerisms: as Dork stumbles through life, he clings to memories of a spotlight that no longer shines upon him. He reminisces about the applause, the laughter, and the days when his pratfalls were met with cheers. But now his steps are heavy, his routines falter, and his once confident gait wavers like a tightrope walker without a safety net. What does he do? Dork's life takes a chilling turn when he finds himself imprisoned in a Nazi camp, a victim of his own loose lips and a tragic twist of fate. Yet, even amidst this grim setting, he finds a glimmer of hope, an audience of Jewish children who see the remnants of his clownish charm. In a world darkened by hate, his attempts to bring joy to these innocent souls shine as a beacon of humanity, a reminder that compassion can still flourish even in the darkest of times. Why so creepy? The film's title, The Day the Clown Cried, offers a hint at the impending tragedy. This isn't a tale of comical pratfalls and balloon animals. It's a haunting exploration of a clown's descent from grace to guilt, from laughter to tears. Dork's transformation from an entertainer to a witness to horrors mirrors the transformation of his circus persona into a ghostly echo of its former self. The contrast between the clown's exterior and the anguish he carries within his painted facade creates a dissonance that's both poignant and unsettling. So, dear audience, step into the shoes, or oversized shoes as it were, of Helmut Dork, a clown whose laughter echoes through the annals of history, mingling with the sorrowful notes in a world in turmoil. The spotlight might have faded, but his story remains, a somber reminder that even the brightest smiles can hide the deepest sorrows. Nightmare Bicycle Dr. Clowns from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Step right up, folks, and prepare to enter the delightfully disturbing circus of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. In a tale where the quest for a beloved bicycle takes center stage, you would think the biggest challenge would be pedal power, not navigating the twisted corridors of Pee-wee's psyche. But oh no, there is a nightmare lurking under that red bow tie, and it is as creepy as a clown car full of spiders. The dream sequences of this whimsical tale of two wheels and a lot of heart take a sharp detour into the realm of the uncanny, or should we say, the unicyclically unsettling. Picture this, a world where clowns are not juggling balls, but rather juggling your sanity, where makeup goes from festive to frightful with a flip of a switch. And who is leading this twisted parade? None other than the Nightmare Bicycle Dr. Clowns, the creepy surgeons of Pee-wee's subconscious. Origin story? Imagine escaped mental patients on a carnival joyride, swapping straitjackets for clown costumes and surgical masks for maniacal grins. These are not your regular circus clowns. They are the ones that make you question if balloons are filled with air or the souls of innocent dreams. Appearance? These clowns have the knack of turning smiles into shivers, with faces that seem like they were painted by Salvador Dali after one too many espressos. They are the kind of clowns you would not want to meet in a dark alley, or a brightly filled room for that matter. Their makeup goes from cheerful to chilling in the blink of an eye. Their expressions a window into the carnival of chaos within their minds. Mannerisms? They are not the balloon animal craving, pie-throwing kind of clowns. No, these clowns have a different prescription, a dose of nightmarish medicine that will have you questioning if laughter is just a cover for something far more sinister. Their motions are as unnerving as their grins, moving with an uncanny precision that's both hypnotic and horrifying. What do? They do not just clown around. They run a twisted operating room where bikes are dissected and dreams are incised. They take Pee-wee's beloved cycle and turn it into a macabre marionette, a victim of their manic malice. With a giant claw machine that could give nightmares to a crane operator, they send Pee-wee's bike on a ride through a carnival of torment. Why so creepy? These clowns are not just after giggles, they are after your peace of mind. Tim Burton, the maestro of macabre, is behind the camera, which means that these clowns are cut from the same cloth as Jack Skellington and Edward Edward Scissorhands. They embody the eerie fusion of childhood innocence and twisted imagination that defines Burton's unique style. So buckle up, because Pee-wee's Big Adventure is not just a journey to recover a bite. It is a trip through the dark corners of a whimsical nightmare, where clowns are not here to make you laugh, but to question the very essence of joy. And remember, if you are ever told to tell them Large Marge sent you, you might want to rethink that road trip. The Clown in Clown House, 1989. In the wild world of Clown House, the circus comes to town, and it brings a clownish calamity that'll make you want to trade your popcorn for a safety blanket. This isn't your average big top affair. It's a thriller where the clowns aren't just about squirting water flowers. Imagine the origin story that's less about circus tricks and more about psychotic trips. 3 escaped mental patients decide to swap their hospital gowns for clown costumes, making you realize that the phrase "laugh till you cry" has a whole new, chilling meaning. And appearances? These clowns don't don the colorful attire just for giggles. They've got a darkness in their eyes that's beyond unsettling, as if they've been to the abyss and back and decided to bring a piece of it with them. These aren't the clowns you'd want to hire for a kid's birthday party, unless you're aiming for shrieks instead of chuckles. Mannerisms? Oh, they are not here to perform balloon animals or pratfalls. They are here to turn your nightmares into reality. They stalk their prey with an unsettling calmness, their erratic movements mimicking the chaos within their minds. It's not laughter they're after, it's terror, and they're serving it up with a side of malice. What do? They take the phrase "killer clown" to a whole new level. These aren't your run-of-the-mill pranksters, they're cold-blooded murderers who've swapped their straitjackets for baggy pants. They are not here to tell jokes, they're here to make you scream. Why so creepy? It's not just the clown makeup that'll make your skin crawl. It's the way they blend chaos and carnage, painting a sinister picture that's far from the reality of whimsy. They don't want to hear your laughter, they want to hear your cries of terror, your pleas for mercy. They've taken the childhood icon of joy and twisted it into a harbinger of horror, turning the familiar into the freakish. Clown House isn't a place where dreams come true under the spotlight. It's where nightmares lurk, where innocence and fear collide. So the next time you see a circus tent, you might want to think twice before venturing in. Who knows what kind of clowns might be waiting in the shadows? The Clowns in The Last Circus, 2010. In the twisted tapestry of The Last Circus, the clowns are far from your typical red-nosed jesters. These clowns are more likely to give you chills than chuckles, and their tale is a carnival of darkness that stretches from the eerie big top to the blood-soaked battlegrounds of history. And appearances. These clowns aren't dripping with polka dots and balloon animals. Instead, picture a symphony of scars and grotesque makeup that would give any Hollywood horror artist a run for their money. Their grins are not invitations to laughter, they are portals to the macabre, with eyes that gleam with a mania that's beyond comprehension. But what do? Their circus is not one of giggles and gasps, it's a theatre of torment and terror. They dance in the shadows of their own psyches, swapping roles between sad and funny, where laughter is a mask that conceals the anguish of their souls. And why so creepy? Imagine the essence of fear distilled into a form that wears a clown's visage. These clowns are not your run-of-the-mill bozos, they are personifications of the darkest corners of the human psyche. They wear their trauma like a badge of honor, their laughter a defiant challenge to a world that has dealt them the cruel hand of fate. The juxtaposition of laughter and terror, the collision of the absurd and the grotesque, makes them a nightmare that lingers long after the final curtain falls. Stitches the Clown. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the one and only Stitches, the horror clown sensation that is as creepy as a spider doing a tap dance on your spine. Created to make kids laugh, this fellow ended up generating screams instead, and not the kind that comes from winning at a carnival game. No, we are talking about the kind that gives you nightmares that will make your therapist buy a vacation home. Stitches was not just about your average everyday clown. He was a birthday party entertainer with a peculiar penchant for knives and revenge. His origin story is like a recipe for disaster. Mix a clown job gone gruesomely wrong, add a dash of cultish resurrection, and sprinkle in some unresolved childhood trauma. Voila! You've got yourself a clown on a mission. Appearance-wise, Stitches could give even the bravest of souls the heebie-jeebies. In his prime, he was decked out in a mishmash of garb that looked like it was assembled by a blindfolded costume designer who raided a thrift store during a power outage. range. From his oversized plaid jacket to his mismatched socks and enormous red nose, Stitches was a walking, juggling nightmare-inducing carnival. And let us not forget his signature makeup: white face, red streaks through the eyes, and lips redder than a stop sign on Valentine's Day. It is as if he applied his makeup with a paint roller, making sure to capture every ounce of horror his face could muster. As for his undead form, picture a decomposing disco ball that has decided to embrace its true twisted self. But it is not just the appearance that makes Stitches a horror legend. His personality is a cocktail of vengeance and comedic chaos. Having met a rather unfortunate end at the hands of some unruly kids, Stitches decided to take the whole rising from the dead trope quite literally and returned to wreak havoc on those who wronged him. It is like he took revenge lessons from Freddy Krueger and added a pinch of slapstick for good measure. Stitches' story is a wild roller coaster filled with dark rituals, eerie eggs, and a clown cult that probably sends shivers down the spines of even the bravest of jesters. His quest for revenge is fueled by the primal urge to turn his tormentors into his terrified toys, and he does so with a mix of murderous finesse and a nose that is as accurate as a GPS for horror. So there you have it, folks. Stitches the Clown that will make you question your decision to attend that circus-themed party. A jester of horror, a master of macabre, and a reminder that sometimes a chuckle can be the most chilling sound of all. Kefka Palazzo from Final Fantasy VI. Once upon a twisted time, in the fantastical realm of Final Fantasy VI, a character emerged who redefined the very essence of villainy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Kefka Palazzo, the Clown Prince of Chaos, the Maestro of Malevolence, well, you get the idea. Kefka's origin story reads like a cocktail of mad science and malevolence. Born from experiments gone horribly wrong, he emerged with magical power that could make even the most impressive fireworks display seem like a child's play. But it seems that while his magical abilities got a significant boost, his sanity, alas, got the memo to take a vacation. This resulted in a level of lunacy that could make a pack of hyenas seem like a serene meditation group. Now let's talk appearances. Imagine if a jester from a carnival collided head-on with a haunted house and the resulting explosion created Kefka's fashion sense. His jester-like attire is more colorful than a paintball war and more eccentric than a peacock on a caffeine high. It is as if he raided the entire spectrum of colors and decided, why settle for one or two when you can have them all? But wait, there is more. Kefka is not just content with dressing like a demented disco ball. His mannerisms are equally fabulous. When he is not busy plotting universal annihilation, he is perfecting his maniacal laughter. Seriously, if he ever decided to retire from the whole destroy the world gig, he could easily snag a job as a voice actor for deranged clowns in horror movies. His laugh is the stuff of nightmares, the kind you would wake up from in the cold sweat, thanking your lucky stars that you are nowhere near a circus tent. Speaking of nightmares, let us delve into what Kefka actually does. He is not content with simply being a garden variety antagonist. He aspires to be the god of magic. You know, just your average career goal for a Tuesday afternoon. He is all about causing destruction, chaos, and mayhem, basically a one-man party that nobody was invited to. And if you are wondering why he is so creepy, well, it is probably because his idea of a good time involves watching the world burn while he gleefully dances through the flames. Kefka's obsession with destruction is as perplexing as it is fascinating. He is like that guy who RSVPs to a party just to blow up the cake. It is not enough to simply be powerful, he has to be terrifyingly and unapologetically so. His nihilistic philosophy and disregard for life made him the poster child for cosmic catastrophe, and he revels in it with an enthusiasm that would make a toddler with a new toy seem downright apathetic. In the grand symphony of video game villains, Kefka Palazzo has carved out a diabolically delightful niche. His role as the antagonist in Final Fantasy VI is a masterclass in lunacy and villainy, and his impact on the gaming world is as undeniable as his cackling laugh. So here's to you, Kefka, you maniacal maestro of madness. May your legacy of chaos forever dance through the annals of gaming history. The maniacal clown from Fraternity Massacre at Hell Island. In the twisted tale of Fraternity Massacre at Hell Island, there is a character who goes beyond just clowning around. A maniacal clown that would make even the bravest soul reconsider their circus fantasies. Meet the clown that massacres fraternity members, a villain so delightfully demented that even Pennywise would tip his oversized hat in respect. Appearance: picture a psychedelic explosion at a Halloween costume store. This clown has got it all. a red afro that is suspiciously frizzier than it should be, a polka-dotted jumpsuit that could cause seizures, and shoes so big they probably hold a second universe in them. And what does it do? Well, aside from spreading pandemonium and confusion, it specializes in a unique brand of terror. It engages in a series of pranks so fiendishly fatal that even a hardened prankster would beg for mercy. Imagine banana peels leading to pitfalls of doom, squirting flour boutonnieres filled with acid, and balloon animals that inflate and explode. The evil clown doll from Joe Dante's movie The Hole. The Hole, a movie that proves clowns were not content with simply terrifying us in circuses and birthday parties. Joe Dante, the mastermind behind this twisted tale, gifted us with an evil clown doll that even Pennywise would probably avoid sharing a sewer with. Now, let us talk about the origin story of this diabolical jester. So picture this, a gloomy day in the mystical town of Bensonville, where trapdoors hide more than just dusty old secrets. Our malevolent marionette made its debut appearance when a cosmic whirlpool collided with an ancient recipe for malevolence. Result? A clown doll so creepy that even dolls from other horror movies look at it with sheer dread. The doll's appearance is like a collision between a circus and a nightmare. Its makeup is so unnerving that even seasoned makeup artists would need therapy after replicating it. Its eyes pierce your soul, and its smile, oh that smile, more sinister than a cat staring at you from the edge of a dark alley. But it is not just the appearance that sends shivers down your spine. This doll has mannerisms that make Hannibal Lecter look like a harmless teddy bear. It does not just sit there, oh no, it twists its head in ways that could make an owl proud. Its limbs move with uncanny flexibility, and it has a knack for popping up in unexpected places like a jack-in-the-box with a grudge. What does it do, you ask? Well, besides making clowns the leading cause of insomnia for a whole generation, it specializes in bringing your deepest fears to life. It does not just stick to the shadows, it sneaks into your psyche and drags your fears, kicking and screaming, into reality. Swimming pool, it will turn into a pit of terror. Sketchbook, suddenly a puzzle of doom. It is like the Freddy Krueger of fears, with a sinister chuckle that gives you the heebie-jeebies. Now, why is it so creepy? Let us just say that if other dolls are the stuff of dreams, this one is the material of nightmares. It taps into the primal dread we have of clowns, while also embracing the unsettling aura of the uncanny. It does not just haunt kids, it manages to get under the skin of grown-ups who thought they had seen it all. The Hole proves that even in a world of infinite horrors, there is always room for an extra dose of nightmare fuel. It is a kind of movie that makes you reconsider entering your basement alone, and has you side-eyeing your collection of childhood toys with newfound suspicion. So if you ever find yourself stumbling upon a seemingly innocent clown doll, remember, it is not just a doll, it is a one-way ticket to a circus of horrors you won't soon forget.
Okay, wait a minute. Where am I? I'm Max, man.
I'm a noob, I don't know how to get up there.
Hey, this clown squirts water out.
Zombie clowns from Left 4 Dead 2. In the bizarre and twisted world of Left 4 Dead 2, where the infected roam and the survivors strive to make it through, there exists an oddity that defies reason and creeps into our nightmares: the zombie clown. Imagine a fusion of your childhood fears and zombie apocalypse nightmares, and you will be close to grasping the unsettling essence of these peculiar creatures. Legend has it that once upon a time, these zombie clowns were just innocent entertainers, delighting children with their quirky antics and floppy shoes. But oh, how the tables turned. The zombie clown infection spread, and these once jovial jokesters transformed into eerie monstrosities that now haunt the remains of amusement parks and carnival grounds. Their transformation is evident in their reflective appearance, a disturbing mockery of their former selves. Reflective makeup covers their pallid skin, almost as if they tried to recreate their playful visages, but failed in a way that chills the bone. These ghoulish apparitions still wear their clown attire, their oversized pants swaying with their undead gait, and their shoes emitting haunting squeaks that cut through the air. But it is not just their appearance that unnerves, it is their tactics. These zombie clowns possess an eerie ability to lure other infected, a symphony of twisted amusement that draws the horde closer to the survivors. Survivors often find themselves overwhelmed by this macabre procession, trying to fend off both the clown and the onslaught of infected it commands. victims. The haunting sound of their high-pitched laughter, mixed with the guttural growls of the infected they summon, makes for a nightmarish symphony that echoes in the corridors of your psyche. And then there is the uncanny ability to remain immune to certain forms of attack. These clowns have become resistant to common weapons. Bullets bounce off their armored torsos, melee attacks from the front are futile, and even fiery Molotov cocktails fail to singe their tattered costumes. It is as if they have become twisted reflections of the resilience they once displayed in the circus ring. The origins of the zombie clown phenomenon remain shrouded in mystery, but their presence is undeniable. No carnival, no amusement park is safe from their unsettling grip. When you venture through the world of Left 4 Dead 2, be prepared to encounter these eerie creatures, a nightmarish twist on childhood whimsy, a reminder that even the things meant to bring joy can be corrupted by the darkness that engulfs the world. So, watch your back and keep an ear out for the haunting squeak of clown shoes, for the zombie clowns may be lurking just around the corner, ready to turn your laughter into a scream. Marvelous verdict. As the final curtain falls on our tour through the labyrinthine world of creepy clowns in pop culture, one thing is abundantly clear. These enigmatic jesters have woven themselves into the very fabric of our fears and fascinations. From the earliest court jesters to the modern silver screen, they have evolved from mere entertainers to harbingers of dread, leaving us simultaneously chuckling and cringing. Whether they emerged from classic literature, found their footing in the carnival lights, or leapt from the pages of comic books onto the silver screen, these clowns have transcended their origins to become enduring icons of the macabre. We have laughed nervously as they danced on the edge of sanity, and we have squirmed as their painted smiles betrayed hidden malevolence. As we bid adieu to these unsettling yet oddly mesmerizing characters, we are reminded that their ability to evoke both laughter and fear is a testament to the power of storytelling. These clowns serve as mirrors to our innermost fears, confronting us with the uncanny, the unpredictable, and the unknown. So whether you are left looking over your shoulder for giggling figures in the shadows, or you're inspired to explore the depths of human psychology through painted faces, remember that the legacy of these creepy clowns continues to captivate and confound. So, was there any specific clown you liked the most? What about them got your attention? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for joining us on this hair-raising journey. May your dreams be free of red balloons and white makeup.